But no, today I'm actually going to talk about something that I've been doing for the last couple of years. Something that has literally, except for the hyperpressors, it changed my life. And I call it the eat lots and lose weight, or lose weight and eat lots. And now you're going to say to me, what are you talking about? Okay, so, right. I've done detoxes since I was young, because my mom and my aunt, they were in detox, they were models. And so, well, my aunt was actually a finalist for Miss South Africa. So, and the detox thing, it was already in those days. That was about the 80s, because yeah, I was born 77. So yeah, that was 80s when I can remember. I started remembering they would do the water detox, where they would only drink water, and then they would go over. They do the fasting type of detox. That was fashionable in the 80s. Was the fasting kind of detox. And then many other detoxes came in because people realized nutrition and specific foods, yeah, it helps your body clean it out. And the result is losing a lot of weight, feeling great, etc., etc., etc. But then again, because it's so harsh on the body, you get the other effect. Right, okay. So, I've done the grape one. I've done the fasting one. I've done the when in the mornings you don't eat anything. I've done where you only drink certain teas. I've done so many different types of ones. And it was at one point, it was part of my life, because that's what I learned. Being an ex-model, that was what you did to look after yourself, to clean out your body, etc., etc. But it got too hard. It didn't feel right. You know, the last couple of times I didn't do it, because I couldn't. It was just impossible to do it. And my health turned completely the wrong way around. I nearly weighed 90 kilos. It was hell. It was literally hell. And that partly wasn't because I just let go. It because of a chronic illness, and that implicate the medication, lots of stuff going on, and that actually caused. So one day I will actually share the whole story of my life and where I come from. But let's get back to what I'm actually going to offer. So if you guys actually are interested, I'm going to give a free version, since, you know, one of the reasons why I actually go live is to inform, to give some free information so that people can actually learn something and use stuff, apply it in their life, and benefit from that. So get a pen and paper if you don't have a pen and paper, and I'm going to call up my information because I did a preparation. So what I did is a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago, I did a detox because I was desperate, and it made sense. And this detox had to do with eating a lot of food. And it was just so refreshing to see something that was logical. Because one thing, our body is designed to clean itself out. It's designed to do its own detox. Right. So considering that, why do we have to make it so hard? By, you know, if we're not giving it any food, fasting, well, it can't do its job, because we're not giving it anything to work with, right? So there's no energy. So actually, if you're fasting, there's no detox happening at all. You're just making it shit hard for your body, and your body's just clinging on to everything it has. Yes, it starts using when you get to a certain point. It's desperate. That's why you're burning quickly, and it's actually not releasing toxins. It is burning muscle. Not good. And as a personal trainer, any personal trainer would say to you, burning muscle, that's a big no-no. That's a big bad. because you're not burning fat. To be able to burn fat, which are toxins, you need to have muscle. So you do not want to, first thing, leave out proteins. Proteins highly essential in a detox, in a clean out, in whatever you want to call it, losing weight. Proteins are one of the most essential parts. Right. The other thing, nutrients. Okay. Chlorophyll, spinach, leafy greens. What do they have in them? They have chlorophyll in them. What does that do with the body? It helps it clean out. So, again, why do we not do a clean out, do a detox, and lose weight in the process? And help our body to speed up that process by giving it foods that helps it does it. Instead of trying to have the body suffer, going through this hardship of trying to do it. Well, actually, if you think about it, a fasting detox or a liquid detox, any kind of these detoxes, it's unnatural, and it's really ripping the body off. That's literally what is just happening. It's making it so hard for the body, and obviously now you're going to say to me, but Nix, why do I feel so good afterwards? Well, think about it. Just stop for a minute and think. It's so tough for your body, and you get so low and so down. It's the same thing that when you get sick. You don't know, actually. We don't appreciate the goodness and the feeling good that we have in our life until we feel bad. Well, that's the same with the fasting detox and the liquid detoxes. We are going through such a rough time that when we finally do eat normal food, man, we feel great. Well, of course we feel great because we're actually getting food in our bodies, There's nutrients. So, and with further ado, what this clean out program is actually that I've been doing, what it's meant to do is exactly that. You actually lose toxins, and from losing toxins you lose weight naturally. Now, since I've done this detox, I have not picked up in the last, I think the first time I started was in November 4 years ago. I have not picked up that weight. None. 20 kilos I lost. I fluctuate now. In winter I pick up a little bit and I get back to that 20 that I lost. But then I drop. In summer I drop a little bit of weight. And then even a little bit less. And even so it starts regulating. So in the beginning it was quite a lot of weight that I lost. And I have had all my clients that has actually done it. Because I didn't only try it on myself, I did it for free with other people. So that I could have their feedback. Because we have different situations. There's people that has to take medicine on a regular basis. Now, some people don't necessarily pick up weight because medication, unfortunately, has a lot of toxins in it. And our bodies do not know what to do with these toxins, and they get stored. Now, with people that are naturally skinny, they normally suffer from joints. Their joints are painful because the toxins actually go to their joints, and that's where it's stored. Now, that's another thing that happens with this detox. There's a lot of people that say that the pain, in my personal case, when I go and get medication, I actually have to go to the hospital to get medication every now and then. I get headaches. And I've never in my life suffered from headaches. This is 100% the medication that's causing it. And it doesn't go away until I do the detox. And that's another reason how I know that works. Another client of mine said to me after 1 week of doing the detox, she's like, oh my God, I've lost 4 kilos in a week. Is that normal? I said, yes, because you're losing liquids. Now, she was a heavy bread eater, pastas, she loved that. Yeah, so she lost, what gluten does is it holds moisture. It causes inflammation by holding moisture. So the first thing you're going to start doing is the body starts releasing that moisture. And that is a result of eating things like asparagus. Now, what does asparagus do? It helps clean out your system. It helps get rid of toxins. Also, artichokes. Now, that is a huge, huge detox there, just with artichokes. And that's a food. You eat that. You have to, and that's one of the obligatory kind of foods that we have to eat, that I have in this program. Now, the program is 21 days, but I've done it up to 54. Just because I wanted to try. I wanted to see, what happens if I do it for longer, because I wasn't feeling bad. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you, in the beginning it's hard. If you've never actually gone through clean out in an eating program, then it's not going to be easy. If you're not used to cutting out certain foods out of your diet for a certain period of time, it's not going to be easy. Okay, I'm not going to lie. But I must admit, for me personally, it's not been as bad as the fasting ones and the liquid ones. So I hope you guys have coffee. That's allowed. 1 coffee on this detox. 1 coffee, that's allowed. So I'm actually busy doing it right now, the Eat Lots detox, or Eat Lots and Lose Weight. I actually have I love my coffee. So I'm going to give you guys the basic principles. I'm just going to get the information. There we go. Gonna give you the basics to follow. Now, I have different programs. That's another thing that I actually started working on, because I was like, okay, hang on a second. The really, really deep clean, where you actually help your body with other products and you try and make it as easy as possible, and you're like super strict. This is for somebody that would, for instance, they need to go on television, or a model, or a wedding just before that, and you have limited time. That's the real harsh one. I do have one. That's the very first one I did, and that's the very first one where I lost so much weight, because your body just stabilizes. It wasn't 20 kilos in 21 days that I lost. No. It took me a couple of months to lose the 20 kilos. But then again, your body, because it's cleaned out, it starts just working the right way. And also, because we're eating all of these nutrient-rich foods and your body is actually getting what it should, I wasn't craving. I mean, since then, I don't like milk chocolate anymore. There's things that just all of a sudden changed. I don't like sugar. It's not that I gotten used to not eating it. I really don't like the taste of it. Cow's milk. I really don't like the taste of cow's milk or cow yogurt. It's become a very weird, so your taste buds, they actually get a good clean out. So there's actually certain foods that I also started craving. So I started craving avocados. Oh, that's a must. And that's another reason why I actually go on this live, is because I will prepare people to what you need to have in your fridge. And that is an essential part. If you want to really do a good clean out of your body, you need to be prepared. You can't, how do you go on a holiday? Well, you pack, you prepare, you get all the favorite stuff, you throw that in the bag, and you prepare yourself for a good holiday. Well, that's the same thing. This clean out is like giving your body a good holiday. So we need to be prepared. We need to fill our fridge with the stuff that we know that we're going to feed our bodies, and not have things that we're not supposed to have close. Right. Okay, so get your pens and papers. So I'm just going to run through the basics, and then we're going to touch base and go through them again and just talk about each one just a little bit. So this, what I'm going to give you is like the free version, that if you want to do it, do this one for 21 days. And then I do have the paid versions where I actually give support and attention. Now those ones, unfortunately, because I'm putting my time and my effort in there, they are not for free. But they are well worth it, and what you learn the first time, you will have the next time you want to do it. So it's like, I've crashed that prices up. I've made them like super cheap actually. I was like, oh my god, that's really cheap. But I do feel that I want to give a free version, because there's a lot of people out there with a lot of knowledge that has it like me. They have done detoxes. They do have the know-how. So I'm very sure that if I give the free version, that these kind of people would be able to take it, run with it, and just do it. And if at any point you get stuck, you know, just come and get the BP. Well, the BP is the busy person's detox. That's the busy person's program that I have. And that's where people can come and go whenever they want in the detox. And the information is in the group. It's a private group that I have. And it's like super cheap. It's 20 euros. 20 euros, and I give you the laydown of all the information, and it's online, and you can come and check it, so you can join that whenever you feel. Right, so number 1, basics to eating and drinking. Okay, yeah, obviously, if we're going to be eating a lot and trying to lose weight doing that, well, we need to know what to eat and what not to eat, right? So, no carbs, no sugars. Sorry, that's a big no-no. That feeds toxins. Okay, so next one, specific fats. So you're going to be saying, what, specific fats, yes or no? Yes and no. So I'm going to run through that in a minute. Next one, protein and extra. Remember I said in the beginning that proteins are highly important. Aha. But then again, we also need to know which proteins, we need to know which amounts. Okay, getting complicated. Just write down proteins and extra. We'll come back to that. Next one, vitamins. Next one, coffee or tea. Coffee and tea, coffee or tea. We'll get to it. Eco bio. Oh, here we go. That expensive stuff in the shop, you know, everything is ecological, and there's lots of people that think it's a myth. Sweeteners. Yes, we'll get to it. Right. So let's go through these. No carbs, no sugars. Specific fats. Proteins and extra. Multivitamin. Coffee or tea. Eco bio. Sweeteners. Let's start from number 1. No carbs, no sugars. Right, I said these feed toxins, so we don't want them. Your body actually, what it needs for energy, what it needs to long-term burn energy and use the energy that it's stored up there, are fats and proteins. Okay, those are long-term methods to burn. Short-term, that's the sugars. But our bodies, a lot of the sugars and carbs we take in are not actually healthy carbs and sugars. So for the clean out, we need to get rid of them. We need to teach our bodies to start using the stuff that we're giving it, the healthy stuff that it can use to build muscle, and muscle actually burns the toxins and the fat and etc. etc. Okay, so that's the big no-no, which means no carrots. They've got sugar. They've got loads of sugar. And no potatoes. No pumpkin. These vegetables have carbohydrates. Carbohydrate is a sugar. No honey. No, none of that stuff. Okay, so that is a big no-no. So it might be difficult for people. In the beginning, it's not a problem because your body's got to get used to it. And actually pretty quickly, funny enough, people that crave milk chocolate, that's one of the first things that I noticed, that I tasted after the first time. I was like, ugh, that is too sweet. And that was of a nice reaction. I was like, wow, I didn't know I could react like that. I was a sweet tooth junkie. Right, so let's get to the next one. Specific fats. Okay, this is what is really super important. Even yeah, I can't even explain how important this part is. Like, if you are going to do a clean out, please, 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 I beg you, coconut oil. You need to eat coconut oil every single day. Yes. So that's a big woohoo right there. And you do get coconut oil that doesn't smell like coconut. Get them virgin pressed, cold pressed, not virgin pressed, cold pressed. It's just the way that they're pressed. There's a whole explanation on that one day I'll get into the super deep details of all of these things, because I did a whole study. I mean, I've done the last 3.5 years. It was every single time I did the detox, I would go and I would study a certain part and I would check it out. So all of this has been checked and double checked and triple checked. So coconut oil, you have to take it in every day, and also it's the only oil that you can cook with. Any other oil or fat that doesn't go solid on its own, when they get above 40 degrees, they become toxins. I'm sorry, that's the way it works. So also, it tastes great, and you use only a little bit. I found that I use a lot less coconut oil than I do olive oil in a pan. And also sometimes it does heat a little bit too much, and it doesn't get that burn smell. It gets a very coconut smell. So my screen is just locked now. And now you're going to say, so only coconut oil? No, not only coconut oil. It's the only one that you can heat up. It's the only one that you can cook with. But if, for instance, you're making a salad or you're having food that is cold, then you can have olive oil. Olive oil, sesame oil, linseed oil, avocado oil, but not sunflower oil. They don't have the right omegas in them. Too many of certain omegas can cause inflammation. We want omega-3, and we need omega-3 because that's anti-inflammatory. That's the guy that's going to help get rid of the headaches. That's the guy that's going to help to get rid of joint aches, okay, stomach aches, anything that has to do with inflammation, your muscles. So we need really, really important. Get your sesame seeds. Get your chia seeds. Yes, you're very much allowed to have these on the detox, but not sunflower seeds, right? Any other animal fats? That's definite no, because animal fats, they get stored a little bit too quickly, and they do not really have a detoxing effect. They're energy. They're good and long-lasting energy. But they do not really help the body to get rid of toxins. And what we're going to do here with this program is to get rid of toxins. Right. Another one, protein, an extra. Right, why the extra? Let's start with the extra. What are the things that we need to get in are lean and clean proteins. Okay, so we do need proteins, and we do need them in every single meal. That means breakfast, lunch, dinner. We go back to the basics, right? So you're going to have a protein shake. So I would say, I've tried both. I've tried the vegetarian proteins, and I've tried the whey protein. They're both great, honestly. Be careful though with the vegetarian proteins, protein mixes, because they do unfortunately have carbohydrates, and that's just going to make it a little bit harder for your body to get rid of the toxins. But I prefer you to have it than not. So that's going to be part of your breakfast, okay? You can either have a shake, or you can add it in with some algae. That's another thing that we're going to talk about, is the vitamins, that's the extras that comes into that part. So, and the protein. Okay, let's go to the amounts. How do you know what's the good amount? Make your life easy, guys. That's, if you're going to do something like this, make it as easy as possible. Size of your fist. That is the amount of protein that you desperately need to take in the big meals. The big meals would be lunch and dinner. Okay, so do not eat less than the size of your fist. And if you are hungry, because in the second week your body's going to start working, so you're going to get hungry. That's a good sign. But when you do get hungry, then you need to eat a little bit more, because your body is now active and it's working, and we need to help it stay active and get rid of more toxins, right? So you can have 1.5. Or at night, something for me is, one thing I hate is waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm starving hungry, because that's not allowed. You're not allowed to eat outside of the hours that you have established, because our body needs to get the metabolism going, and by doing that we need certain times that we need to stick to eat. Okay. So I would, for instance, have in the morning a protein shake with some berries in there. Blueberries, they do not have a lot of sugar. That's the only berries I would actually, any of the red berries except strawberries. Like strawberries has a lot of sugar in them. But any of the other berries, the raspberries, the little red berries, I can't remember all the names, or any berry except the strawberry, they're all allowed, and they're good detox components, right? They have a lot of vitamin C in them as well. That's essential, and they're very low in sugars, right? These are the only actual that and apples. Those are the only fruits you're allowed to eat. That's the only sugars you're allowed to get in. Apples do not have a lot of sugar, so go for the ones like Fuji or the green ones where they have less sugar in them. The red ones tend to have quite a lot of sugar in them, but if there's none around, it's not going to be there at the end of the day. Okay. So I would have that in the mornings. At lunch, have your lean meat and have your veggies. At night, have your lean meat, again, have your veggies, and really load up on the veggies. Really get huge amounts in there. That's going to help you. And then at night, as a dessert, I'd have another protein mix. Yeah, absolutely. Because we need to feed our bodies, and we need to feed our bodies because this program actually has exercise included. We need to help our bodies get rid of the toxins. Through that, we need to break a sweat. Yeah. Because how else is the body going to get rid of the water, the excess water? So that is one of the essentials that you need to do. We don't only work the body from the inside. That's the beauty of this program. After the first week, you start seeing results because it is such a complete program. Now, I don't only do the one part, I do other parts as well. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Multivitamin. Haha. And actually, let's talk about Eco Bio first. Because now we're talking about the protein mix, and there's a lot of protein mixes out there. Be careful. Now, I do have a brand that I specifically like, but sometimes I just cannot afford it because the really good stuff out there, they're expensive. They are just expensive. So go to your local Eco shop, check out the proteins they have, compare it to what you can find in other shops. That's my advice. That's what I did. If you can't afford something and you're desperate to do something, you really need to go and have a clean out. Well, then find a way. But I really recommend going Eco. Eco products has more nutrients. They just higher quality of food. So the higher quality of food that we're actually going to put into our bodies, the better results we're going to have at the end of the day. And that's what we want. And we don't want to add toxins into our bodies. A lot of the proteins, you have to be very careful because they have add-ons. Go read the instructions. And actually, I'm going to show you one that I found. I'm very happy with it, and it is super, super cheap. Hang on a second. Okay, this one, it doesn't say eco, but I didn't find any bad stuff in the ingredients. So for me, when I'm low in cash, this is the one I have. It's 18 euros, I think, in Muller. That's the one. Mammut, that's the brand, Mammut. 18 euros, and it lasts more than a month because it's like one little scoop, the portion that you take. And I find that this flavor is coconut white chocolate, which is great because if you just add cocoa powder, then you have the chocolate. If you want to have a mix, or you just add the berries, well, then you can have the berry. So, so for me, this is a cheap option because not all of us can cater for the same thing, and that's why I have different programs as well. One of the most expensive program I have has elite products, obviously. So, but this one is fine. If you want to do it, go for it. You have to go with what works for you. So that's eco and bio. The other thing is if you buy fruits and vegetables, apples, please, 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 I beg you, buy them eco. The skin is essential, but the only way you're going to be able to get healthy apple skin in, and the berries as well, is by buying eco. So unfortunately, the normal stuff you buy in the supermarkets, they are sprayed with pesticides. This apple actually grows. That pesticide is now inside the skin. It's not on the skin anymore. Even if you wash it as many times as you want, you're going to have to take that skin off. And then you're not getting the skin. Okay, so there's the other option. If you cannot afford ecological products and you buy the apples, then take the skin off. That would be my advice. Okay. Berries. Blueberries, they are huge detoxifiers. So they really help the body in a huge way. And that is if you really cannot afford, because they're expensive. I mean, blueberries, let's admit it, they are really, really hugely expensive. So these guys, you can have a bowl of hot water and just kind of plunge them in and take them out. That's what I would do. It's just a little bit. Just you like plunge them in. You literally, it's not boiling hot water. It's just warm water, and that kind of helps to get rid of the excess toxins that can be on their skin. Okay. Let's move on. Multivitamin. Okay. That is essential. If you really want to last and be a busy person and have a busy life and be able to do sports and really not make it too hard on your body, because it's not supposed to be too hard on your body, get a multivitamin. Again, I have brands that I prefer and that I use, and they're not so expensive. You can go to your local shop. We have Navarro. I love Navarro. I love their products. But please do not get the supermarket multivitamins. They have toxins in them. The binding agents are toxic. Our bodies do not know how to work with them, and they are stored as toxins. That is not helpful. That's not what we want to do in the clean out program. So get a really good multivitamin, and if anybody wants to know of a good brand, let me know. I can give you some advice on some good brands. And you can get them on the internet, so it can be shipped to you. I prefer local stuff though, so I'm all into supporting shops here. Also get chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is just that add-on again to help the body to get rid. Another thing that we need to eat are algae, lots of algae. So be careful. Go and check out at the shops. That you can buy them now at the eco section in supermarkets. And I have one. Where is it? Here, that I saved because it's empty now. Wakame is one of my favorites. Okay, that's the one. That's one of my favorites because it's low in carbs. It shows on here. So go and get one that is low in carbs. And that goes into my breakfast actually because it doesn't taste like anything at all. And you soak it overnight in water and boom, you have it. They're good in proteins as well. Coffee and tea. You can have one a day if you have it strong. If you don't have it strong, then you can have two. But guys, if you're going to cheat, just remember you're going to cheat yourself. Okay? Sweeteners. Only xylitol and stevia, nothing else. They're all toxins. They all get stored in a bad way, and our body just doesn't do. Sucralosa, our body doesn't know how to work with it. So what does it do? It stores it as a toxin because it's like, I don't know what to do with this, so I'm just gonna keep it. That's what the body does, right? And it gets painful because our body just has it there, it's in the way, it starts weighing down, or it starts irritating and inflaming the joints. Let's move on to the second section, which is the basics to the body. Very important. Like I said, when you are doing a clean out, and this specific program that I've designed has exercises included, one minimum. The lady that lost 4 kilos in 1 week, she did 1 cardio session a week and she did 2 vacuum sessions a week. That's it. She did not do more. That's enough to actually start burning. So 1 cardio session where you start sweating, right? If you can do more, do more. I did 2. I do 2 to 3. I go for a short little run, or I go for 2 longer runs. The previous detox I used to do 8 to 10 kilometers runs twice a week. And then I would do 2 vacuums. Why the vacuums? Vacuums are important because they actually massage the intestines and they help squeeze out the toxins. They get bowel movement going, and that's just an extra help. A lot of my clients, one of the first things they come and tell me when they come to my vacuum classes is, I go to the bathroom so regular and it's wonderful. Now, if you have healthy bowel, you have a healthy flora, intestinal flora, which means your body is working clockwise and you're getting rid of toxins. And that's, again, what we want. Okay. So in the programs that I have that people actually pay, I actually have sessions that I have online that people can join in, and I teach twists and turns, naulis, Udayana Bandha. So I use a lot of the vacuums in different ways to get the best result. Another thing, you have to exfoliate. You have to exfoliate. Dead skin cells. We need to get rid of the skin cells so that we're making it easier on our bodies. Okay? The more your body has to get rid of stuff, the more it's working harder. We want our body to start concentrating on its cells and the organs, so that the easiest way to do that is to make the work easy for our bodies. That is actually one of the major changes that happens, and why people has beautiful skin when they do this specific program, is because I have you exfoliate. Do it the cheap way. The leftover coffee granules that you just made yourself a wonderful coffee with this morning, keep it. Tonight you exfoliate with that. So you just mix it with the soap you have and you exfoliate your body. Ta-da! Wonderful exfoliation. Complete body exfoliation at least 3 times a week. Okay, so have it right there by the shower. If you have a dry brush, wonderful. Use that, because you're going to use that another 3 times. So exfoliation needs to be every second day. So that's dry brushing and exfoliation. Now, if you don't have a dry brush, just get a normal, with the thin hair brushes, and you can use that and just be very soft with your skin. Another one of the program, what's included in the pain programs is the myofascial release. Now, why myofascial release? You can go for massage if you want. Myofascial release has to do because the lymphatic glands are underneath the skin. We need to help them because they don't have a heart. They like veins all over your body, right? And they have a little pump. The only thing is it doesn't pump if you don't make it pump. Kind of. It's not like your heart that pumps on its own. So one way that we can actually have that pump function is by doing vacuums and naulis and yoga twists, because that pump is, your diaphragm is here, it's like in the back, right? So your diaphragm is here and that little pump is here, the lymphatic pump. So every time we do a vacuum, that little pump is activated, okay? So that is one of the ways you can do it. The other way is myofascial release, which is basically massaging the areas just underneath the skin. And I have specific tools for this, and I have specific sessions that's included for this. If you guys want to see a free version, I do have on my YouTube channel. Just let me know, and I can send you a tutorial on myofascial release. And I'll be uploading more, obviously, as I'm going to start with a new group. Then, mental focus. Okay, so this is highly important. Our happiness and our mental focus influences our body. Now, any kind of clean out, any kind of diet change is difficult. For a lot of people, it's very difficult to cut out certain foods, because we're addicted to them. Sugars are addictive. Gluten are addictive. Lactose, they're addictive stuff, right? So one of the other things that I do incorporate are meditations. So you need to do every day a short little meditation just to get your mindset in the right way. Again, the programs that I've signed up, that I've lined up, the payment ones, I do specific ones, and I do guided meditations as well. I use pictures, but if you're fine doing it on your own, then just concentrate on what are you focused on, why are you doing this, and repeat that every single day. And if you actually need a picture of where you were happiest or proudest of yourself, bring that picture, relive that moment, and lock it in, okay? Slow down with your thoughts. Also, that's why meditation is very important, because the more you slow down your thoughts, the more you're going to start focusing on what's happening, and you're going to start asking yourself questions. Questions are going to pop up, like, what's happening with my body at the moment? When you ask that question, you're going to realize, oh my word, I'm not craving sugar anymore. Oh my word, look how the energy, it's just coming, it's just happening. I'm sleeping better. Now that we spoke about sleeping, and that is the last point that I'm going to talk about, sleep, wow, it's so important. That's the other, it's as important as getting that coconut oil in, okay? Especially during the first week. If you're going to do this program, I would recommend you start it during the first week. You're going to sleep a lot. Allow yourself to sleep whenever you want. That doesn't mean that you need to keep yourself up until 3 o'clock in the morning because you're watching a movie and then you want to sleep the whole day the next day. No, we do need to try and keep a routine that's healthy for our bodies, but your body is working extra. There's a lot of changes happening. So yes, you do need to sleep a lot more than other times. And for you to think straight and to have that mental positivity and to actually help your body do its job of what you're trying to do with this program, give it the sleep it needs. It needs that little bit of extra sleep in there, okay? So I highly recommend, and it happens to me every single time. The first week I'm sleeping twice a day, and luxuriously. Like I would wake up groggy, but bliss, absolute bliss. I'd sleep like 10 to 12 hours. Like I'd go twice a day to bed. And then it gets easier. That's about the first 5 or so days. Not always. It depends on how many toxins I was putting into my body before, I suppose. It's not always the same. It changes. But if you're doing it like the Busy Person's program, the BP program I have, I actually recommend catching up on sleep whenever you can, whenever it's possible. If you're feeling like I cannot concentrate anymore and I cannot think straight anymore, go lie down. And so many times you actually don't need to sleep. You just need to lie down. Your body just needs to recap. Give it that attention it needed. I really hope you guys would try this program. This is the free version. It's going to stay on my Facebook business page. So I'd love for anybody to go and try the free version. And as I said, you guys are more than welcome to just rock up and say to me, hey, I want to join the BP program. The BP program, as I said, is the Busy Persons program. I'm just going to go out here. And that one, it's 21 days. I have a private group on Facebook where we will communicate and we will talk. I will help you. I'll give you the exacts on when to do what, if you're having difficulties, how to start, because the starting program is very different. Okay, there is a loading that you need to do, and it depends on how you're going to do it. Loading basically is eating a lot of fats and good carbs like potatoes and pumpkins and those kinds of carbs, and gluten-free carbs, I would say, as much as you can the day before. Just one day before and the next day you start, okay? Right, well, if you want to jump on any of the other programs, you are most welcome to join me on any of the other programs. I'm going to start soon, so I'll be letting people know on Triple E Facebook, on my business Facebook page. Also on my personal Facebook page, I'll be letting people know when I'm starting with the groups, the programs. And just so that you guys know of what's happening, there's 3. Well, actually there's 4. But I mean, for the groups, I prefer the 4th one is the one-on-one. So I would work with like a model, a one-on-one. Very private, and I'd actually give a lot of attention to that person because these are high-paying clients, okay? But then the group programs are very different because we have each other's support, and many times I actually do it with you, which is great because then I can complain as well. When it gets hard, you need that support, and that's why the groups work so well, okay? So the BP, Busy People program, they have the private group. All of them have the private groups. You get the general do's and don'ts in day 1. I give you the preparation, what you need to buy, and I give you the laydown of what you need to get before you start. And we have a specific day that we all start together. But then again, if you start on your own and you just want to jump in, I'd need to speak with you first. So we need to get that cleared up of where you're at, what you've done. Okay, so I need to give you advice on that one. Also, I have regular talks through those 3 weeks, body, mind, soul necessities. I'll give you advice and little tutorials on vacuum programs, on mindset and positivity. So there's, in the group, I'll be posting stuff. You can ask your questions, I give you answers. And you get 1 full ab vacuum breathwork tutorial of 1 hour. Okay, why ab vacuums are so important is because, number 1, it helps to get rid of toxins out of your organs. It helps regulate your bowel. Very important. Obviously, we want to get those bowel movements going. It helps you sleep. It helps with hunger. It takes your hunger away, and it gives you a lot of energy when you start doing it on a regular basis. Okay, and with this tutorial, you'll have more than enough information to go out on your own and do the vacuums and have your own sessions. This one I have for 20 euros, this program, and it's for the whole program, okay? And then you will have, if you bring a friend, obviously any of these programs, bring a friend, you get 20% discount. If you bring 5 friends, well, you get it for free. That's just the way it works, isn't it? Fair is fair. Okay, so then I have another program that's a little bit more, it has a lot more that I give, and it's called Reset, Restart. This one, I give you very specific do's and don'ts. I would give you some recipes as well, that specific recipes that you get, and that you can incorporate as well. I talk about a lot more stuff like when to incorporate nuts, and this one actually has an extra day added on of when to and how to incorporate carbs and sugars, which the other programs do not have. I also give very specific guidelines as to the cardio workouts, and I give you HIT session, and you get to join for free my weekly ab vacuum breathwork program that you can join online, okay? And then I give you tips on how to do the second one. You need to do at least 1 cardio session a week and 2 vacuum sessions. And this one I have at 38 euros. Again, you get a 20% discount if you bring a friend. And then I have the in-depth. Now the in-depth, it gets everything. You have all the attention you need, okay? And the group is very tight. It's like a tribe. And this one actually is a whole month. It's a whole month of, and we get down and dirty. We get a lot of stuff going there. It has a lot of specifics on food incorporation. It has a lot more recipes. You actually get the best info of the best products to use as well. And we clear you out on a cellular level. But this one, obviously, you need to buy the extra products. This one is a deep clean out. So you need to get certain vitamins, you need to get certain specific proteins, you need to get extras that help detox your body. And that's a specific product that I use, that I trust, and that I've used before, okay? Also omega-3s, you need to get extra omega-3s in there, anti-inflammatory, all natural stuff. But this one is, that's a pretty intense group to work on, okay? There's contact at least twice a week. You also free access to my working programs. So there's a lot of extras coming into this one. This one is 45 euros and it's for the whole month. And again, 20% discount if you bring a friend. So if you guys are interested in any of the programs that I have, we're going to start very soon, as soon as everybody's signed up. So let me know which program you're interested, or I can send the PDF to you in a private message on Messenger. So I hope the information has been informative at least, and if you want to try the free version, just go ahead. On my YouTube channel I will also be talking about it, and I'll be loading up some tutorials on how to make your own coffee exfoliating granules, and I'll be talking about all the extras. I do have vacuum training programs loaded up there. You're more than welcome to go shop around there, and if you don't have my YouTube channel, just comment and I'll send you extras through. Okay guys, I'm gonna go and teach an ab vacuum session now. If you're interested in actually just joining the ab vacuums and knowing about that, I do have a weekly program, and I'm soon starting with a new group. Let me know, and I wish you guys a wonderful day, and yeah, especially now that we can go and train outside. It's great. Enjoy it. Mwah.